G'day, g'day. It was Friday, and weather up here has been a little bit shithouse of late, so I've decided I'm going to get into some maintenance. So I did some maintenance last weekend in the old Luxy, and I went to change the gearbox oil, and realised I didn't have the tools necessary, mainly with just filling it up. I thought I'd be able to just put a funnel and like maybe a bit of fuel line or something to feed the new oil in. I was wrong. So it made me think, just doing a video about how to change your gearbox oil, so and your transfer case for that matter. So as a four-wheeler, I guess it's one of those things, when you do water crossings and things like that, the breathers on the gearbox may get a bit of water into it. So we done Cape York about 6 months ago or more, and I put it in for service before Christmas and asked them to change the gearbox oil, but they didn't. And I've also realised that up here in Mackay, you've got to pay a bit of a mining tax with local companies. So what would be a lot cheaper back home in Brisbane is actually a lot more up here locally to get your car serviced. So I recently bought one of the Haynes manuals. So this is a complete teardown of this model vehicle, and you can get these obviously for a number of different vehicles. And it's pretty extensive, as you can see. Cost me about $50 odd, $60. And basically just been having a look through that, and it gives you a lot of tips, and basically just tells you exactly how to pull your whole car apart and put it back together. So I've had a bit of a look at it, especially in regards to gearbox. I did put breathers in the diffs before we went to Cape York, and we knew we were going to do a lot of water crossings. But the gearbox, this particular gearbox on this 2003 Hilux, it's got a press-in breather. A lot of guys put a thread in the gearbox, and so the screw-in breathers work. I wasn't prepared to do that because I didn't want the shavings going into the gearbox. And I tried to go to hydraulic and hose places to try to get something that would fit over if you pop the cap off the breathers and just put a hose over the top and clamp it on, but no one seemed to have the right size or really wanted to help. So we went up there without breathers on the gearbox or the transfer case. So I reckon she needs to be changed, and as I said, they didn't change it at the last service, so I'm going to do it today. And I just thought it's probably a good thing for people at home to know who are into four-wheeling and that. It's just as easy as changing your engine oil, and so I just thought I'd give a little video explaining that. So this is it. So the tools you'll need, you obviously need a drip tray or pan to catch the oil that's in the gearbox. You'll need your oil, so I've gone with Penrite 80, 90, whatever this is. It's gear and diff oil. That was recommended, and I tend to use Penrite on my Chevy and also for the engine oil on the Hilux. So I've gone with that. Got this little oil pump. Bit of a rip-off. It's just a plastic thing with a pump on it. It's $32. It's super cheap. I was lucky to have some store credit, so it was nothing this afternoon. And basically just a socket. So I've got the right size bit in that already. I already know what it is thanks to the manual. So basically, yeah, you just got to get your car level. You need to pretty much have it level just so the gearbox oil, when you take the fill plug out, that's basically the level of what your gearbox oil should sit at. So you should pop your finger inside the refill plug, and you should feel the oil there just on top of the thread, and that's basically full. And if it's not there, then you've got an oil leak somewhere in your gearbox, but or it hasn't been filled up last time properly. But I think from memory, the manual said this should take 2.2 litres in the gearbox, and I think it was 1.2 or 1.8 in the transfer case, but I'll double check. But I've got 4 litres of oil, and apparently that's exactly what I need. And anyway, what I've done is I just leveled the vehicle off, put a level on the chassis, and the way I've done that is I've just grabbed the camera. As you can see, the driveway just dips out here. So where that's placed at the moment, I've put a level on the gearbox on the chassis rails, and that's perfectly level where it sits there. It took me about 2 or 3 goes to get it right, but pretty much right there is sweet. All right, so this here, that's the drain plug for the gearbox. So as I said, when you take that out, obviously there could be a bit of oil coming out, but also when you refill it, you just put your finger in there, and basically you fill the oil up to when it sits at the bottom of the thread inside there. and the drain one's a bit lower. So yeah, that's the drain plug on the bottom side of the gearbox. So you obviously undo that one. Point it at it. So obviously undo this one, and that'll drain the fluid out. So we pop that one, and then crack the top one, and wait for that to drain out, and then we'll refill it. So we'll just get to that now. So we'll just crack that top bolt. Position the drip tray. I won't be surprised if some comes out. Yep. So we'll just let that drain out, and then we'll crack the drain plug on the other side. So yeah, from the other side of the car, here's the drain plug. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm pretty sure you can. So that's the drain plug on the other side of the gearbox on the driver's side. So we'll go ahead and undo that now once the other side stopped dripping now. So we'll undo that and get the rest of it out. While that drains out, it's probably a good idea to have a beverage, especially being a Friday afternoon. All right, so I've got a filler bottle here. It's just 1 litre, and apparently the book says I need 2.8 litres to fill the gearbox up. So we're gonna have to do this a couple of times. Basically gonna just take this, obviously, and just put it up to 1 litre. This bottle's clearly marked on the side there. It's got 1 litre right at the top, obviously, and it goes down in increments. So you're pretty good tool. Even though $32 for a plastic bottle with a bit of a pump on it seems like a bit of a rip-off. Yeah, it's better than kind of guesstimating. So there's our first litre, and it actually works out the transfer case takes 1.2, so 2.8, 1.2 is 4 litres, and she's a 4 litre tub, so all good. So there we go, that's the first litre. Get that ready to rock. And we'll simply pump that in there. Nice and tight, it's got a little tube. You just hook that on into the filler of the gearbox, give it a pump. Good to go. Righto, so it's pretty much just a slow drip now. So we'll grab this filler plug, or the drain plug, and we might just nip that up now. That'll pretty much do. So just put that in there. If I can sort it. There we go. Put that on. Move your drip tray out of the way now. There's a bit of stuff on the pipe still. Get that LED out of my face. Pop that out there. And then we'll just nip that up. There we go. It's probably a specific torque setting for that, but don't have a torque. Oh, I do have a torque wrench actually. I probably should have got it out, but anyway. Yeah, if you got the manual, just check the torque things. But I've just done it like got it tight and then done basically quarter turn, and that should be right. All right, so we're just going to take our bottle now and put the nozzle in there, and just give it a bit of a pump and fill it up. As I said, it's going to take 2.8 litres, so we're going to have to do this 3 times. So yeah, we'll just show you how to do that. Right, so down that last 800 mil that it apparently takes. The fact that it spilt out when I took the drain plug off, I'm not 100% sure what to think about this. First time I've done it, don't really know anything other than what I'm doing now. Maybe it has filled up with water and that's why the extra level. As you can see, it's starting to drip out now. Alright, so now's the transfer case. I've got this bash plate on there, so I have to remove that. And there's the drain plug at the bottom and the fill plug at the top. So same thing again, just drain it out, fill it up, easy peasy. So we'll go ahead and do that. Good thing about four-wheel drives is they're lifted so you can get under here without having to jack it up, so that's pretty good. Alright, so the bash plate's off, so now you can access this bolt really easily. Let's crack it first. Oh, there we go. That should just spit out, yep, there you go. While it's doing that, crack this top bolt, the fill plug. Oh. There we go. Alright, so that's pretty much stopped dripping now. Doesn't take too long. So I'll just nip that one back up. Again, just don't have a torque wrench, so quarter turn once tight. Just move the drip tray out the way, and I've filled the bottle back up. And yeah, same thing again, just pop that in there and start pumping. 1.2 litres apparently this one, the transfer case. So, but we just fill it up until it starts coming out this filler cap. All right, so as you can see, we're pretty full up there now. So we'll grab that out and cap it. And snip that up. Again, quarter turn. Let's double check that one. Give that another bit for good measure. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the gearbox and transfer case. I'll just give it a quick wipe down with some wax and grease, and that's pretty much done. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I've got the bash plates back on. It's obviously topped up to the point where it's coming out of the fill holes. And yeah, according to the manual, that's all you have to do really. So now I've just got to take it for a quick test drive to make sure everything's all good. And that's it. So yeah, just do that and then check back in. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty good. Drive was sweet. As I said, just buy one of those Haynes books. It's a really good thing. And being a four-wheeler, like, I'll probably go through that that book now, and I'll probably try to do my own service. Anything major I'll probably still book in. But I think it's a pretty good idea to get familiar with your vehicle, and I will be doing that just so that I have half a shot of fixing it if I'm ever out in the bush and I need to get under it with the tools. So I carry a small amount of tools with me, enough to be able to probably get the job done. And it just comes down to what spares you bring in that. But yeah, one of those Haynes book, I think Gregory's do the same thing. But just get a workshop manual that pulls your vehicle apart and it can only be beneficial. And when you got nothing to do on the weekends, like when you got crap weather or whatever, so like what we've had recently, just getting under the Luxy, doing some maintenance, it's a good thing, and you're learning about your car, and will keep you in good stead when you're out on the tracks. But anyway, that's that. Gearbox oil, pretty easy task, as easy as your engine oil, if not easier, because it's a bit easier to get to things. The oil filter on this thing's a bit of a pain in the ass, but anyway, I found a way in the other day. But yeah, pretty easy. So I hope this has enlightened anyone, if anyone. So yeah, too easy. Enjoy your weekend.